Good morning, everybody. It is day 3 of my carb cycling diet, and it is a high carbohydrate day. I'll show you guys what I'm eating. So this is the little egg white patty I talk about. So I take an 8x8. Oh, actually, I'll show you all the cake pan that I use. Let me heat this. Let me get that heating up. Okay, so for that, what I do is I take this. Well, let me find it. There it is. I take this 9x9 cake pan right here. I just spray it with a little bit of oil. And then I take one of these cartons of egg whites. It's 32 ounces, 2 pounds of egg whites. And I'll just pour the whole thing in there. Throw it in the oven at 375 for 23 minutes is what I do. And then it comes out perfectly. And I just take a pizza cutter, I dump it out, I take a pizza cutter and I cut it into 4 pieces, and that's how it comes out. Okay, so that's my protein for the morning. That's around 25 grams of protein. And for my carbs, I'm going to be doing bread, grits, and juice. So, because this is a high carb day, that's 20 carbs right there. That's 40. And here is 60. So that's 60 carbohydrates right there. And then the bread that I use has 23 grams of carbs per slice, and obviously I do 2 of those because it's a sandwich. I'll put a little bit of Parmesan on here because there's no carbs or nothing in this, just a little bit of fat and protein. And I like my grits really cheesy because these are cheesy grits. I enjoy cheese. Okay, so now just a cup and a half, actually, yeah, a cup and a half of water for this in a minute. And then the thing is I'm trying to make this as convenient as possible and keeping my cook times down as low as possible by simply just having my eggs already cooked. All I have to do is microwave them, and then same thing for the grits. I'm not having to really actually cook anything. It's just a lot more convenient. Yesterday was a low carb day, and I gotta tell you, I had a hard time last night. Whenever I got done working out, the hunger hit me really, really hard, and it was a pretty awful time mentally. Like I was struggling with it, and I'll be completely honest about what was going on. So doing my previous diet of chicken and rice for 75 days, I was pretty motivated, and I went pretty hardcore on it. And then coming off of that diet, 2 weeks, I was enjoying myself for 2 weeks. I was eating with my kids, I was eating with my wife, I was having fun with my food. I wasn't super crazy strict on myself. I mean, don't get me wrong, I was still eating clean, good foods during the day, especially when I was at work. I was still doing my diet when I was at work. That didn't change, but in the evenings and the weekends, I was enjoying doing stuff with my kids and my wife. So having a little break from working out for 2 weeks, having a break of dieting so extreme. Also, I'm putting ketchup on it. Yes, seasoning this time. I'm not salting my foods directly and putting direct seasonings on there, but with this I am putting a little bit of sriracha ketchup. Oops, that's kind of more like a lot right there. But anyways, I'm putting some sriracha ketchup on here with this just because I want to. And a little bit of extra carbohydrates. Okay, so like I said, having a little bit of freedom, having a little bit of fun, and then having to go back to this diet. Well, not the same diet, but a similar diet. It was kind of hard for me because I got that little mental break, and that kind of like I get to eat if I'm hungry. I don't have to be hungry all the time. I get to have flavor. I get to have all this other cool stuff I want to eat. And it just got to me last night mentally, being back on a hard diet like this. It just really got to me like, man, this sucks. What are you doing? Is this what you really want to do? Is this something that you're really like after? Like, you know, you could have took another week or two. You could have took a whole month off, and you could have enjoyed like a month of eating and drinking and doing stuff with your kids and your wife and blah 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 blah. But then I kind of got over myself, and I was just kind of like, dude, like, shut up. Like, you're just being pitiful right now. You're being mentally weak. You're being mentally I don't really know how to put it, but it was just mental weakness last night, man. I was just like, oh, boo-hoo me. Oh, I don't really want to eat like this. It's not fun eating like this. I don't enjoy eating like this. Oh, this isn't what I want, but reality it is. So I just had to suck it up. Oh, what's going on here? That was a little bugaboo right there to get off. Okay, so this is cranberry juice. That was orange juice, and this is pure cranberry juice right here. I do 4 ounces of the orange juice, 4 ounces of the cranberry juice, because the cranberry juice for 8 ounces, it's 18 carbohydrates. So it's 9 carbohydrates for that, and then for 8 ounces of this, it's 27 carbohydrates. So whatever half of 27 is, I'm not gonna do. Can't divide 27 in my head right off the bat, but whatever that is. So half of 27 and 9 carbs. Okay, so there's my iodine, my vitamin C, and then with some additional carbohydrates, and then here's my other carbs. Okay, so that's my breakfast. It's going to be pretty simple. So this is my breakfast. It's going to be pretty simple. Some juice for some extra nutrients, micronutrients, grits for the additional carbohydrates, and then eggs for my protein. But anyways, like I was saying real quick, so like I said, I was just feeling a little mentally weak last night, and I was feeling a little little defeated, but I got over that pretty quick. It took me about maybe 30 minutes to an hour to get over that whole like boohoo, oh poor me feeling, and now I'm feeling a lot better. I'm glad that I stuck to it. So I was talking about it last night too, and I was saying in the gym that I'm gonna have a seat actually. I'm gonna sit down while I talk to you guys. I'm gonna eat here in just a second, but I need to get my rhythm of recording in the mornings again figured out. But okay, so also when I stopped my diet last time, I was at 206, and then I got back up to 220, and then I floated around 220 for pretty much the whole time because all that water weight and sodium came back quick. And then Sunday I went and had a lot of sodium deliberately, a lot of soup, a lot of water, a lot of salt, to try to get my body weight up as high as possible before I started this. And I got really bloated, just so I could have a more dramatic effect of a starting point to finishing point. And it's Wednesday. Monday morning I was 227 Monday morning, and it's Wednesday, and I'm 221 this morning. So I'm down 6 pounds in like 2 days. So all of Monday, all of Tuesday, because today's Wednesday morning, so it's day 3. So it took me 48 hours to pretty much drop, 6 pounds worth of water weight. So like I said, like the first like 10 pounds is going to be water weight, and it's going to come off really, really fast. So I'll probably end up back in the teens by the end of this week. Now today's a high carb day, so my body weight might be up tomorrow morning, or it may be down. I don't know, because this is the first time I'm legitimately carb cycling. Again, I'm not adding any direct salt or sodium to any of my foods. Whatever salt or sodium is in my foods is already in it. The only thing I'm adding salt to is, well, the ketchup, the seasoning. I have almonds on my low carb days, which have salt on them, and then I add a little bit of seasoning to my chicken at nighttime. And I was going to do beef, but beef is just too expensive right now. So I went back I'm doing it with chicken thighs. And for dinner, I'm doing chicken thighs with a little bit of sodium. I hit it with a little bit of seasoning like garlic salt and stuff like that. So that's the only sodium that I'm getting and salt directly on my food. And because of that, my body weight, the water should come down pretty quick. Plus, I just feel better when I don't get a whole lot of sodium, and it keeps my blood pressure down. And having low blood pressure is extremely important for kidney health. So that's I'd rather not get sodium and have healthy kidneys and blood pressure than getting sodium and having high blood pressure and having to take a pill for it. But that's just me. Okay, I'm gonna turn this off so I can eat, guys. It is 9 o'clock, so it is time for my second meal of the day. I'll show you all what I got here. And this is what the next 3 meals, or the next 2 meals, are going to look like. I'll explain to you all what I have here. So this is 8 ounces of chicken with 10 ounces of brown rice with carrots. So I was originally, on the original diet, I said I was going to do a can of vegetables per meal, but I can't handle that much fiber apparently, and it's just too much on my system. It makes it too hard to eat my food. So I'm doing 2 ounces of carrots, and then my next meal I do 2 ounces of spinach, and the next meal I do 2 ounces of green beans. So that's as far as it goes for the vegetables. The rice and the chicken stay the same. My rice is measured out to 10 ounces raw, and I add an ounce of olive oil to it, and then I do 3 cups of water to that, and that's how I cook my brown rice, and that gets divided between 3 meals, which that typically swells up between 9 to 10 ounces per meal, but it's a total of 10 ounces raw. So on my low carb days, I get 120 carbohydrates for the whole day. Just my breakfast alone was 120 carbs. So on my high carb days, I get 405 carbohydrates. So breakfast was 120, and then throughout the day, my brown rice is a total of 175 carbohydrates is what I'm getting throughout the day. And then, of course, I have my last 2 meals of the day, my post-workout, and then my dinner, which I'll go over those whenever I get to them. I just want to share this with you guys that are following along and are curious about what I'm doing for my high carb days. Now, yesterday was a very hard time for me on the low carb, so it is something I'm going to have to get used to. And as the weeks go on, I should get used to it, and it should become easier and easier. But this is what I'm doing for the next 90 days. So here's meal 3 of the day. Same thing as before. Only difference is there's spinach right there. 2 ounces of spinach. So pretty simple. Simplicity is king. Simplicity is absolute king. High carb day. I drank some coffee, so I got some energy tonight. A lot different than yesterday, and a lot different. I guess got that synthetic energy inside of me, so I'm feeling a little crazy, feeling a little hyper, feeling a little excitable. But I gotta take it easy because I got a sharp pain in my knee. It's been kind of been bugging on me a little bit here today. Actually, the last week has kind of been bugging on me. Pretty sure it's arthritis, but man, it hits me right there on my warm-up sets, man. It hits me right there in that area, so I gotta be careful. Maybe it's my ingrown hair that's causing the pain, I don't know, but oh, the same. Let's see if we could get some work in. This is just gonna be like a straight set. I'm not gonna do nothing crazy on this one. This is just gonna be my straight set all the way through. My next movement, I'm gonna do some rest pauses. This is just really to warm my knees up. I just wanna warm my knees up. You get a lot of creaking and cracking and a lot of grinding in them. They're not very happy anymore in life. They're very miserable. My knees are just very miserable. They don't get a whole lot of excitement, man. They can't run, they can't do high impact movements. But that's okay. We'll get the most out of them that we can. I was supposed to have surgery on them on this one whenever I was younger, but I never did. Whew. They're feeling better. They don't feel creaky anymore. Like every single warm-up set, they just feel like grindy and creaky and just like an old hinge door. Like, but it's awful. I'm a little furry, a little fatter than I was. That's all right. We got 90 days. So it was easy eating my food today. It was really easy. I thought I was gonna have a little bit of a challenge eating the heavier amounts of carbs, but It actually seemed like I was more hungry today between my meals than I was yesterday. And yesterday was a low carb day. So it's just like, uh-oh. So if I'm too hungry on my low days and I'm still really hungry on my high days, I might have to look at maybe bumping each day up. Maybe go from 400 to 500 and then from 130 to 230 or something like that on my carb days. Cause I don't want to get so low that I'm just like so brutally hungry on my low days. I'm miserable because I want to make sure I'm getting enough carbs to have good workouts. But then I'm also like, if it's that big of a fluctuation and it's that aggressive, then I guaranteed I'm going to lose some fat. There's no way I'm not going to lose fat. And I'm not doing cardio. Because I'm not doing cardio, it's like having the bigger deficits probably the better way to go, so that way I can lose more body fat. Because I'm not going to say I'm going to get my abs, because I never do. All right, I never end up getting them, no matter how hard I diet, how hard I train. I'm always like, well, this is the time, this is it, I'm going to get them. And my body's just like, take the fat from everywhere but the stomach. And I get super lean everywhere but my stomach. So I would like to have abs at the end of this 90 days. But I'm not holding my breath. Yesterday, I was kind of feeling a little boo-hoo for myself in the evening when I got done working out. Not because the workout was hard, it's just, man, it was really hard to wrap my mind back around being hungry all the time after getting off of 75 days of kind of being hungry from the previous diet. But I think I shook that. I'm feeling a lot more mental clarity. I feel a lot better, a lot more energetic. I feel a lot happier right now. But then again, I also got my magic bean juice. That's all coffee is. It's just basically bean juice. But I like it. I love having energy, man. I absolutely love having energy. I hate being tired. I hate being exhausted. I hate being worn out. So I have to drink more coffee, I guess, keep my spirit alive. Okay, this is the top set right here. I'm gonna do a rest pause on this. Nice, slow and controlled reps. Not concerned of how many reps I get. I just want to make sure that I'm pushing this set pretty hard. Slow and controlled, not in a rush. I don't care how long the set takes. I don't care how long the rep takes. I don't care how long the workout takes. The only thing I care about is making sure I have a good workout. Ooh. And my knees don't explode because they kind of suck. Now, because this is my first leg night back, I'm not going to push it too hard. I'm going to rest pause like I'm doing right now. But I'm just not going to push it to the extent of where I want to go. Resting about 10 to 12 breaths before I hit it again. That's 10. 11. Wow, I can feel my heart rate slowing down, so that's good right there. All right. Even if I just get 3 more, man, that's a good set. Not saying I want 3, because it's irrelevant. I'm gonna rest again for about another 10 to 15. I only count the inhales on the rest. So the longer you can hold your breath, the longer you can stretch it out. Whoo, man, my legs are on absolute fire right now. If y'all have never tried rest pause before, you really should. It is a absolute animal of a set. It's just basically like 3 little mini sets with a lot shorter rest period than what you would normally get. Ooh, my legs are jello. Holy moly. Oh, let's see if I can't even get back up on this one. It's not the up, it's the down. If I can't control the down, then my set's gonna be done. I can feel my body trembling right now. All right, about one more, because I lost control on the bottom there. That's it. Whew. Oh man, that's a set right there. I said I wasn't going to push myself really this hard this week, but drinking coffee, it changes the dynamic of things. It really changes the dynamic. See, I love energy and I love coffee, but one of the problems that I have is when I drink 6 days a week, try to drink about 6 to 8 ounces, and then I have to go to 10 and then 12 and 14 and 16 ounces, and I have to start putting instant coffee in my coffee to keep the same levels. But then the issue runs into is I can't sleep at night. I lay awake like, oh man, brain, shut up. I can't pass out. But I think for these 90 days, I'm just gonna bite the bullet and just, as a bad example, it's more like a grenade. I'll pull the pin on the grenade, there it is. And I'm just gonna drink the hell out of some coffee. Make sure I keep my energy levels up so I can train super hard. When I'm feeling extra tired today, I'm gonna drink extra coffee. If I can't sleep well at night, it is what it is. I'll be tired enough the next day to probably pass out earlier and catch up on my sleep. I just don't wanna come in here and sandbag any workout, because I don't wanna leave nothing on the table. Like people say, oh, you don't have to train super hard to get good results. Like you have to do just enough to cause muscle to break down to stimulate growth. That's like this is the threshold, and you want to push the soreness just a little bit past what your muscle's capable of so it repairs. Because if you damage it to here, what's going to happen is the recovery is going to spend all the time repairing the muscle, and then nothing's going to change. And then people talking about S-tier workouts and S-tier sets and what an S-tier A, B, C, D, E, F, G exercise is for your body. I'll tell you what the best S-tier exercise is. The one that doesn't hurt your joint and the one you feel the absolute most in the muscle that you're trying to train. It doesn't matter if it's a squat, a leg press, a leg extension, a hack squat, a Smith machine hack squat, lunges. It's the one that you feel it the most in the muscle and you don't get joint pain with. That's why I do 3 basic movements: leg extensions, belt squats, and hack squats. Because those are the 3 I feel the absolute most in my quads, and I get 0 joint pain. And that's why I do those. I love energy. I love being full of energy. I love being energetic. I don't think I know anyone that's just like, yeah, I wish I was tired and exhausted and worn out and just fatigued. That's a crappy way to live. But I try to do everything I can to avoid feeling that way. I try to do what I can. I try to eat right. I try to eat better. I try to do rest, recovery, active recovery. I try to do everything in my power to keep from feeling exhausted, fatigued, and beat up and worn out. I just hate that tiredness. I hate the way it feels. And if I have to drink a lot more coffee this go around, because especially on the low days, I think that's more what I'm worried about, is the low days. Hitting those low carb days, and then it like just like wrecking my energy levels. But then again, it's like, you know, if I'm tired and fatigued, it's because I'm in a deficit, and that means I'm burning fat. Because as much as I want to have a good workout, I mean, it's like I just want it all, right? I want a good workout. I want a really good workout, and I want to have energy throughout the day, but I also want to burn a lot of fat. I don't want to be too hungry, right? I just kind of want it all. That's like, well, you can't have it all at once. But it's like, well, why not? Why not? I'm going to do a drop set on this. Not going heavy at all. Those belt squats kind of really tore my quads up, man. They feel really jello-y right now. So I'm going to just kind of get some of these in. See how far I can take it. My knees are feeling good. They were kind of hurting me on leg extensions when I first started, but after I got them warmed up, they feel great right now. I wish I could jog, man. I wish I could go jogging and didn't hurt my knees, but unfortunately it just wrecks my knees when I jog. I love jogging. I love the way it feels. I love the way it makes you breathe heavy and your whole body's twisting and your abdominals are stabilizing you, and that's just too much on my knees, unfortunately. See, I feel this in my quads, man. So good. Burns so good. Ooh, still a little puffy from all the sodium, but shouldn't be too long before my veins start coming back. And I can't put this all the way down on the lowest setting no more. That's the lowest right there, so I have to go up one more to right there. Just that 1 inch is what makes the difference for my right knee. I like to put my feet on the other pad because it puts my heel in a better position where I can get super deep, and pretty much my hamstring is slapped up against my calf, and it's a really deep stretch and a big range of motion, but that just hurts my knee and it hurts my hips too. So it's like, what benefit am I getting out of that? Like, am I really reaping any major benefits from going that deep? No, I'm just causing more joint pain and discomfort and more agony and a harder time for my joints to feel better to work out hard. So if I have to shorten the range of motion on some movements to prevent any type of joint discomfort, I'm going to. And plus, I feel this 100% where I want to feel it. I feel this all out here on that outer sweep right there. And then on the press, I feel it in here all the way up through here. So down, I'm feeling here. And then on the way up, I feel it through here. Okay, I'm gonna call it for those right now. Next week, I'm obviously gonna train a lot harder on my quads, but this is the first night back training my quads. So I'm just kind of trying to feel the waters and see how it goes. I was debating if I was going to do calves tonight or if I was going to do hip adductors and hip adductions. But I think I'm going to do calves tonight, and then probably do hip adductions and hip adductors on Saturday night. So when I train my hamstrings, I'm going to do hip adductors, hip adductions, and then when I train my quads, then I'm going to do calves. And also, I wanted to do some lunges tonight, but it's not going to happen with the way my legs feel right now. That's just not, they're already super jello-y, and I didn't even train them that hard tonight. So I got to take a week or two to get back into it, because I'm not trying to wreck myself first week back. Because it's not the muscles I'm worried about, it's my joints. Just gotta be a little bit more careful. I'm not a spring chicken anymore. Okay, I am gonna do calves tonight. I have a lot of things I like doing for my calves, but the most simplest thing I like doing is just standing dumbbell calf raises. I like these a lot. They're super simple and simplistic. So, pet peeve of mine, I cannot stand it. You know what? I'm not even going to go there. Never mind. I'm not even going to say nothing. My calves feel really crampy. They feel like they're on the verge of cramping, but I love how simple this thing is. This is all I'm doing for my calves tonight. This is my 4th set, and this is all they need because they're on the verge of cramping right now as it is. Just having to stabilize yourself at the top. There's always different training techniques on calves. Like, oh, this is the way, that's the way, this is the way. I found just something simple like this. Try not to let your heels sit down. It's okay if they touch a little bit, but try not to rest your heels at all. And then try to stay on your toes for at least 2 to 3 seconds at the top, and then come back down controlled. This right here will fry your calves. I feel this in my calves more than any other thing I do. I don't care if I'm doing leg press calf raises, hack squat calf raises, seated calf raises. It doesn't matter. Like even the standing calf, Smith machine calf raises, these simply holding my dumbbell, allowing my ankles to move in the plane of motion they need to move in, and then my knees to be able to bend to keep my balance. I feel like my calves are just and engaged better than anything else. So that's it for the workout tonight. Pretty simple quad routine. The only thing I might do differently down the road is I might add a little bit of lunges in, but it's going to be leg extensions for the warm up for my gritty, creaky, nasty feeling knees, and then belt squats on a rest pause, and then hack squats on a drop set. Now, as we get deeper into the routine, I'm not just going to do 2 drop sets or rest pause. I might do 3, 4, 5 rest. And then I'm not just going to do 1 drop. I might do 4, 5, 6, 7 drops. It just depends on how I feel. And then I'll probably add some lunges in too. So as I get used to the up and down carbs, I'm going to train harder and harder. But right now, I got to let my body get used to the diet. I'm in a deficit. I'm hungry. And I just don't feel full at all. Even on my higher carb day, getting 400 carbs, I just don't feel like I'm full. I still feel hungry. So I'm gonna have to get used to the hunger again. I know it's like, oh man, it was only like 2 weeks that you weren't on your diet. That's true, but that was 2 weeks without working out, 2 weeks without doing cardio, and 2 weeks of eating when I was hungry until I was full. Not overeating, gorging myself, because I was still eating probably about 80-90% of a diet of what I was doing previously and what I was doing up until this move. I was introducing those foods back into my diet, so I was eating like I was supposed to eat, but I was just eating bigger amounts until I was full and satisfied. So I got to get used to the hunger. And then once my body gets used to the hunger, and then my body's all primed and my joints and muscles are ready, are used to the load, then I can start progressing the load and increasing it and stuff like that, making it harder and harder and harder. And I don't mean harder by doing more weight or more sets or more reps. I mean just making it harder by finding out a way to make it harder. If one day I'm like, you know what, more reps is going to make it difficult, then the next time I do it, it's like, you know what, more weight's going to make it difficult. You know what, the next time, you know what, it's going to be more sets or going to be more drops or more this or more that. So it's always going to be a different way of trying to make it harder. And it's not for muscle confusion. It's not because, well, you got to keep the muscle guessing. It's just because some days my knees might hurt and I might need to do more reps with less weight. Other days I might feel like my knees and my muscles are strong and I'm like, yeah, this is the night. Let's cook. Let's go heavy tonight. Heavy. So I'm just going to play with it and see how it goes. And I'm trying to get my energy levels back, man. I'm trying to get it back, but it's hard whenever, like I said, it's my 3rd day back on my diet. So probably, hopefully week 2, I'm back to being like super energetic and stuff like that. Cause I want to be energetic. I want to be hyped. I want people to watch this and people be like, man, that dude right there, that guy's always full of energy, man. I need to be energetic like him. I know in the mornings, I'm like, all right, so I'm going to do some eggs and some of this stuff. But I'm just out of bed, so I'm tired. But as the day goes on, I get more energetic and more woken up. But maybe I'll stop putting the breakfast stuff in there and I'll just come straight to the gym when I'm all hyped up. I'm all energetic and ready to go. Because if I could do it, you can do it. And if you can't do it, then just watch me do it and then complain about the way I'm doing it, how I'm not doing it right. All the same, end of the video here. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see y'all tomorrow.